Alright, as always, I did my run before I do my message. Just a little quarter miler up to this pull up and dip station that you can see on the Brandon Angel Fitness Instagram live journey. What I really want to talk about real fast is frequency. Both sides can promote you. There is a polar and a negative spectrum. At some point, you're really truly on one side of that or another. You're deceiving the people that you say you love while you say there's no love and lies. Some of them, you know, while you private jet around on donation money from poor people in a mega church, whatever. There's every kind of degree of deception, all right? Self-deception, deception of others is worse, okay? And operating with the truth to deceive people, because that's what all best liars do, is you've been super evil, all right? So you really just don't want to be on this side of the spectrum. I'd really rather not talk about this side of the spectrum too much and talk about the positive side of the spectrum, okay? We want to continuously exist in the positive side of the spectrum, and logically, to do that better than anyone has done it before, we will just feed ourselves all the Napoleon Hill that's right there on YouTube, all the Rudolf Steiner that's right there on YouTube, all the Carl Jung that's right, you know, for starters, all the Marcus Aurelius, for starters, okay? And then we want to move on from that and really build this James Bond or James Bond-et computer. And who? It's who you are. How you get there, how is just who with the letters switched. How you get there makes everything about who you are. Above knows, inside knows, right? To the last conversation. Outside, above and outside of us knows. It knows very, very clearly, right? Exactly what you are in this Dr. Masaru Emoto water picture type of way. Okay? Very exactly what you're made out of. And in there is all your crybaby challenges that are your excellent opportunities to build strength that you should have smiled at, because if you pass that crossroads, okay, with an attitude of thank you for this challenge, I'm gonna do everything honestly, valiantly, trust, you know, solid as possible, and then get better the next time and sharpen that blade even more, the next time, and the next time, right? If you take on the challenge with that big smile on your face and that in mind, it will be a very different experience than if you take on this challenge as a mental victim, because that's the only victim you can really be, and that's on that negative side of the spectrum where you envy people, where you're jealous of others. Those two right there are killers. If you're supporting someone with your time and your resource, that person should be another person within your unit or another small person that's really throwing some hot stuff, you know what I mean, to where, because now super logically we need diversification of power, diversification of interest. You know, a council can be much more fair than a little dictator prophet dude, you know. And whoever's claiming to be a little dictator prophet dude is like right there. How is it like that you authorize yourself to above everyone? That is a sickness right there. Pay attention to nature, you'll understand everything better, my friends. That's an Einstein quote. Standing on the shoulders of giants, you will see further, my friends. That's Isaac Newton quote, you know what I mean? So we study the greats every single morning at epicdarling.org. You can join us, all right? And it's a life-saving program, according to 10 members already. It's a dedication building the times where everybody's on track, or that individual at least is on track. They can noticeably see that their life was more on track, because we're supposed to come together in the morning, powwow as a tribe, and now we can be an international superpower, going all logically stacked with the best diet information, even maybe a career path, you know what I mean? But at least feedback from hard truthers that do the work and build that Spartan shit for real, you know? And I hope others form out and be in the world, but this is clearly what we need at this point in time. Timing being everything in the fight of life. And that quote is by yours truly. Truth is everlasting. Everybody look up the Muhammad Ali truth poem. All right, let's never not be people. There's so many people greater than us. There's so many people behind us that need us to support them as the bigger person or the smaller person or whatever, right? This celebrity thing though has got to go. This Netflix television to you shit, just listening to some mouth service person who really doesn't have any skills whatsoever, that, come on, baby step, baby step, baby step. Read anti-narcissism.org. Get yourself a copy of Outwitting the Devil from Napoleon Hill. Do the work to become the who, to become the samurai, to become the assassin in life that moves through in some James Bond. You know, I need to get more classier with my speech and not cuss as much. I have so much to work on, so many upgrades to do, you know, and I spend so much time out in the jungle where it's actually even too rough to bring my $2,000 phone, that I gotta watch my water table. I'm training tons. I want you to be training tons. I'm actually a real winner that just wants to see everybody win. That's all I want to see, you know. The prototype that I really can't stand, that you really shouldn't stand, even as forgiving as you want to be. Don't let them back in to get Sam, Harry, and our other brother and sister, you know. No. We're learning, we're building, we're taking out the ingredients that do not serve a good purpose. They're on that negative functional spectrum of the scale. We're putting things in that same space better, to optimize and enhance everything that we're doing, because our mission is so big. So let's get to the how of this frequency chart, right, which really will lock you right into that really excellent frequency groove, which we could call valiance, but that's just a mouth sound, right? It doesn't, none of these words in the dictionary or in the phrase book or in the paragraph or in the book or in the library begin to explain what this completely dynamically is. It doesn't. You don't know anything. Be receptive of new information, please. That way you ascend and you don't damn yourself in this dog chasing tail thing where you think things that haven't worked out before are going to all of a sudden work out, and they're not. You have to move on. You have to be able to let go. You can't get trapped. That's all you got to look at life is. There's a bunch of trappers everywhere, and as long as I remain free and I'm pulling all my own levers and making all my own decisions, and I don't care what anyone has to say about any of it, I'm going to go the furthest I can possibly go. Just like the eagle who flies his highest all by himself, and then crows jump on and peck at him, and he's got to go to a higher altitude because to get this crab hater off his back for whatever, I don't know what the hell he's doing that for, right? Just simple, natural jealousy that we, with our super samurai galvanized blade of iron wills inside of us, should we develop them, can go out and actually achieve and change all those aspects about ourselves to be even an extremely optimal human being, because we love, and we can do it in the how too. Can really, for me, it should be for you, for everyone, is because we actually love itself. We are love. We actually love this world. It is a beautiful video game where we get to fight real evil with messages, maybe with fists, maybe with some crazy Tom Clancy story, you know. But we can choose whatever that adventure level is. We just need to simply start brick by brick, pedaling in that direction and building into that. And if we go to nature and really take times to get to know ourselves by ourselves, this is a solo mission, it's called the Vision Quest, and you see what you're made out of, and you see when you're ready to cry, and you see when you're running back, and you see when you finally, all right, I'm giving honor and wisdom. Jordan Peterson's new work, by the way, and I just want to, you know, he's famous, so I should be mentioning other guys. Chase Hughes, Jordan Peterson, both of their works, holy moly. If you want to listen to some modern approved philosophy from the other old school heavy hitters in your life, I'm directly recommending those two guys right now. And I'm gonna start practicing what I preached just now about making sure that I'm elevating all these other beautiful souls, because that's what the whole beautiful soul as a whole really needs. And we might call it life or earth or whatever shit, but at the end of the day, pay attention to nature and you'll understand everything better. Go on that vision quest, commit to goodness, commit to getting onto this polar side of the good frequency, and you'll cut through life just like you can watch throughout the last years on my Instagram, posted in lifetime. James Bondette, excellent situation, faith-based situation, gratitude-based situation, good deed doing situation. Do what you want to do more than, you know, do what you don't want to do what you hate to do as if you love it. That's a Mike Tyson quote. Another Mike Tyson quote is no costo amato, no Mike Tyson, which just goes to show you more depth on that supportive role. And it's so true. And if it wasn't for, I have 1,000 costo amatos to thank, or I wouldn't be making this video right now. All right, I'm gonna keep this one short. I love you guys. Think about frequency is also what you frequently see. Frequency is what you strategically put into your game board and use on a regular basis. All right, this, you want to be over here on the spectrum of seriously capable, positive energy. It is the stuff. Okay? All right. Ooh.